Labor to cover visa costs for high-skilled foreign workers amid unemployment crisis. For some reason, of all the things Keir Starmer could have done, he thought that this was the best thing to do while Northern Ireland was on fire. You know, just whatever, man. That makes sense. You know, why do anything for your own countrymen? Rachel Reeves will reimburse British firms £5,000 per foreign worker in a bid to make the country more attractive, despite the UK's growing youth unemployment crisis. And this is a double-pronged bad time to announce this kind of thing, because Trump made it more expensive for employers here to hire foreigners on visas. So if the UK's making it easier while the US just made it more difficult, that's going to ramp things up a little bit. The government will subsidize high-growth firms up to £25,000 in visa costs for high-skilled workers hired from abroad and their dependents. What the fuck are you doing? Under a scheme expected to be announced on Wednesday. I do appreciate how the British call these things schemes, because unironically, literally, that is what they fucking are. The scheme, which will also fast-track the sponsor license applications for international businesses, will cover specialist hires in the tech and digital, life and sciences, and clean energy sectors. It comes as the country contends with an increasing number of homegrown graduates struggling to find jobs in the UK. Opponents describe the plans as a disaster for young British graduates who already face the worst job market in a generation. Under the proposals, a single scale-up business in the UK would be able to claim a maximum of £5,000 per employee, up to a limit of £25,000 per year. It is understood that there will not be a direct limit on the number of staff that could benefit, aside from the financial restrictions. For firms based overseas that have not yet begun trading in Britain, Labour will expedite visa applications for the UK Expansion Worker Sponsor License, which allows staff from overseas firms to establish operations temporarily. The process would last around 10 days rather than several weeks. Last month, the Milburn Review found that Britain was confronting the worst worklessness crisis in 25 years. I don't like that word. Worklessness doesn't sound real. Migration Watch UK criticized the subsidy of overseas worker visa fees for not prioritizing British graduates. The think tank said it now seems the government wants to make the back door into Britain even cheaper and more accessible. This will be a disaster for young British workers who already face the worst jobs market in a generation. It comes in addition to the so-called skilled worker visa, which is already abused to import supermarket staff and takeaway drivers, among others. Exactly the sort of entry-level work young Britons used to do. Callum Price of the Institute of Economic Affairs think tank said the government would be far better off making it easier for businesses to hire people and making the UK an attractive place for high-skilled workers across the board than spending tax money on trying to pick limited winners. Before the 2024 general election, Labour weighed up introducing rules to prioritize British jobs for British workers. The requirement to try and recruit British workers was in force until 2019, when Boris Johnson scrapped the regulations as part of a shake-up of the point system for skilled workers. What even happened to Boris Johnson? I feel like I remember hearing that guy's name, and then he was almost like immediately no longer leader. Like, what happened with that guy? He was sent to the Shadow Realm. Oh my god. In a joint statement with Peter Kyle, the business secretary, Ms. Reeves said the funding would come alongside a new concierge service for businesses as part of a quest to nurture the UK's first trillion-dollar firm. I feel like she's failing this quest from the get-go. What the fuck are we doing? They wrote, the new concierge service offering tiered support will accelerate the most promising scale-ups and build a strong pipeline of high-growth firms ready to break through. It will ensure that the current support for business is joined up in delivering targeted support to tackle issues facing promising firms in the country. Bro, can you imagine being someone in, like, the Chinese government reading this shit? Or, like, being fucking Putin reading this shit? Be like, I don't even have to do anything. My enemies just kneecap themselves. It will ensure that current support for businesses is joined up and delivering targeted support to tackle issues, my English, please, facing promising firms in the country. A government spokesman said, we're helping high-growth UK firms access critical skills where there are clear gaps in the UK workforce. Why are there gaps in the UK workforce? I am the goose. Enabling them to scale up, invest, and create jobs in the UK, strengthening, not undermining, opportunities for the domestic workforce. That's a lie. were backing British workers, including graduates, with £2.5 billion in youth employment support, more apprenticeships, and targeted action to help people into good jobs. I like how there's exactly 666 comments. The Home Office classifies vape shop workers as high-skilled foreign workers. And I think that's really all you need to know. Sikh attack, a girl 17 raped by 4 Afghan nationals, including 16-year-old boy, over several hours after being lured to home. A teen girl was raped by 4 Afghan nationals, including a 16-year-old, after being lured to a home and plied with vodka, a court heard. Mirab Safi, 21, Awal Ahmadzai, and Salman Habib Khael, both 19, and the schoolboy allegedly attacked the girl in Bristol. You know, I understand that when someone's a minor, the name is typically redacted, but I feel like if you do something like rape or murder, you shouldn't get that privilege anymore, you know? Because, like, now you're a danger to other people. What are we doing? Jurors heard that she had been out with a friend Christmas shopping when they were talking to Safi, who they had not met before. So did this happen in December and we're just now hearing about it 6 months fucking later? He later asked her to add him on social media platform Snapchat before requesting nude photos of her on November 28th. Oh my god, it really is from the end of last year, and we're not hearing about it until now. 2 days later, Safi allegedly arranged for a taxi to take her from her home in Somerset to Bristol in the early hours. She was initially dropped off in an industrial area of the city where Safi was waiting with Habib Khael before they got into another taxi which took them to a house in the St. Werburghs area. Once there, she was provided with cigarettes and vodka before being allegedly raped by Safi and his co-defendants. Why did she, like, I'm not blaming her for what happened, but it's just like, why would you go? Why would you just, like, go meet someone from Snapchat who asked you for nude photos? Ed Hetherington, prosecuting, said the prosecution say that they sexually abused the young girl whom Mr. Safi had met and began grooming only days before the rapes took place. On November 30th last year, Mr. Safi and Mr. Habib Khael arranged for her to be brought by taxi to meet them in Bristol on the early hours of a Sunday morning. Once she arrived, she was taken to a home in St. Werburghs, and she was very quickly expected to have sex with Mr. Safi. She didn't want to, not yet, but it happened anyway. The court was told after she was allegedly raped by Safi, the other 3 defendants took it in turns to get her alone in a bedroom or in a bed and to have sex with her against her wishes. Mr. Hetherington said she was plied with alcohol and cigarettes to secure her compliance. He added she was alone. She was isolated in an unfamiliar city miles from home in the dead of night with a house full of men she didn't know. We say she was raped and she was abused repeatedly over a period of several hours. Jurors were told the alleged sex attack ended when the girl's mother contacted police. That's insane. That's insane. Think of how much longer this girl would have been tortured if her mom didn't contact the police like that. Safi denies 1 count of human trafficking and 2 charges of rape. Habib Khael has pleaded not guilty to 1 count of human trafficking and 1 charge of rape. Ahmadzai denies 1 charge of rape and 1 of assault by penetration, while the 16-year-old boy denies 1 charge of rape. Trial is expected to last up to 3 weeks. How the fuck are these people real? That's a great fucking question. Jonathan Pettigrew was just murdered on a bus in NYC on his way to pick up his young daughter after asking a rider to lower the volume on their phone. Police and media are only identifying the suspect as a teen with a white shirt. Teens with white shirts could be here. I hate teens with white shirts. Yesterday in NYC, Jonathan Pettigrew, 41, asks a teen on an MTA bus to lower his phone volume, and then the teen kills him. As you do.
It started with an argument about someone yelling too loudly on his phone, and it ended in gunfire and a 41-year-old man dead, and it happened on an MTA bus. Surveillance video shows passengers running off that bus moments after gunshots rang out, including at least 1 rider with a baby stroller. According to police, the victim told the suspect to keep it down. An argument ensued, and then the gunman shot the victim in his abdomen on a BX36 bus. It happened yesterday around 2:30 in the afternoon at White Plains Road and East Tremont Avenue. The suspect then fled on foot southbound on White Plains Road. He's described as a young man, possibly a teenager, wearing a white shirt at the time. The victim, identified by police as Jonathan Pettigrew, was rushed to Jacobi Hospital, where he later died.
That was a really horrific place to cut that off. But this guy here, Rafael Mangual, he said, "I've lost count of how many times I've made this point, but please take this as a warning. and not merely an observation. Antisocial behavior, think about the guy blasting music from a speaker, talking loudly on speakerphone, smoking inside the subway car, etc., in public spaces is often engaged in as a dare. The whole point is to provoke anger and annoyance in those around him, which serves two purposes. Depending on the response he's hoping for, either one, if everyone bites their tongues, the antisocial asshole gets to tell himself he's such a badass no one would dare speak up. Or two, if someone confronts him, he finds his excuse to scratch a violent itch. Understand that saying something to these people will often come with a real risk of violent confrontation. And that's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that even being like, hey man, can you turn down the volume on your phone, could end up with you dying afterwards. That is not a society that anyone should actually have to live in. It's fucking retarded. Not even confrontation, it's unwarranted violent escalation. True and fucking real, man. Today I introduced a private member's bill that would declare July of every year in Canada as Somali Heritage Month. I'd like to thank MP Honorable Ahmad Hussein for co-sponsoring this bill with me and for his counsel. I hope that all MPs will support this legislation. Canada is home to many Canadians of Somali heritage. Canadians of Somali descent have left and continue to leave a historic mark on Canada. Is that what we're calling it now? With contributions that span communities across the country and are reflected in Canada's economic, political, social, and cultural life. I would like a person to tell me one thing Somalis have done to improve Canada and Canada's life. Please give me one thing. If passed, a Somali Heritage Month would give us an opportunity to celebrate that heritage, the role that Canada has played in supporting Somali Canadians and their contributions to Canada. Oh my god. Let's listen.
Moves for leave to introduce a bill entitled An Act to Establish Somali Heritage Month. The motion is deemed adopted. The honourable member for Etobicoke Centre.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to introduce a bill entitled An Act Respecting Somali Heritage Month. If passed, the bill would declare July of every year Somali Heritage Month across Canada. I'd like to thank the member for York South-West and Etobicoke for co-sponsoring this bill with me, and I hope members on all sides of the chamber will support this bill. Canada is home to many Canadians of Somali heritage. They have left and continue to leave an important mark on our country in communities across the country.
This guy is fucking
and they have
crazy.
touched our economic, political, social, and political life. Somali Heritage Month would give us an opportunity to celebrate that heritage, the role that Canada has played in supporting Somali Canadians, and to celebrate their contributions to Canada. Every July, it would give Somali Canadians another reason to celebrate their Canadian pride and another reason to say, Somalia Hanolato. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Seconded by Mr. Hussein, moves that the bill be now read a first time and be printed. The motion is deemed adopted.
Like again, the Chinese and the Indians have been like colonizing Canada this whole time. And if I was them and I saw Somali Heritage Month, I'd be like, what the fuck? What the fuck? We've colonized you already. Why are you celebrating the Somalians? You wonder if he's getting a kickback or if he's just this gay? Like, I just like, oh my god, dude.
Mosque の内部なんですけど、かなり豪華な作りになってますね。空間もかなり広いです。ここですね、丸く
Like, look how big and kind of intricate some of the places here are inside the building. Seeing this in Japan is incredibly jarring because it feels like everything's been happening in Japan at like this exponentially accelerated rate. Like, it's just been within the past year that we've been seeing all of this shit. How the fuck did this happen?
How much is
So the text attached to this, somebody said, Mianea's Kawago illegal mosque special feature. It was completed in the spring of this year, but suddenly closed last week. They say it's dealing with some kind of trouble. Trouble or whatever, that's not it, right? It's an illegal structure that Muslims built on their own without permission, that's all. It's not just closed, hurry up and demolish it. For people who come to Japan and do something like this without permission, there's no way that they can be good people. I'm assuming these are like interviews that the news conducted. Coago City requested the suspension of the construction on site, but the work did not stop, and the mosque will be completed this spring. Are you an idiot? This is again like Grok translated. The Pakistani ambassador to Japan will also attend the opening ceremony in April. Is he a huge idiot? Forget the warnings and just demolish it right now. Imagine how terrifying it would be if a giant onion dome suddenly appeared in the local area. Why do all other reports have interview footage from local residents? Yet the only opinion they have the narration read out is everyone's good people. I don't think anyone's being inconvenienced. Isn't that just Miyaneya putting in their own take? I don't know what that means. Don't go arbitrarily deciding on, quote-unquote, within 5 years, or the 5-year plan? Communists love those! Reasons for building an illegal mosque in Kawagoe. There are a lot of Muslim people around here. If 10 to 20 people gather to pray in small place, it causes trouble. Parking cars are coming and going leads to conflicts with local residents. To avoid all that, it's better for everyone if they gather in one place to pray so no one is bothered. Just give up on praying in Japan. An illegal mosque built so as to not bother anyone. What kind of comedy is this? Smash it to pieces right now. And then somebody else quote retweeted this and said, ask for permit to build mosque. City says no. Build it anyway. Invite Pakistani ambassador to cut the ribbon. Gloat on TV about how Japan won't do shit. Get shut down for building an illegal building with no permit or inspection. Cry on TV that Japan is racist. Lamau. It's just like... How does that even happen? Like, you can just do things if you don't care about the rule of the land. And then everybody who wants to fix the things that you're fucking up can't do anything because the laws are meant to constrain them and they don't want to break them. Wall Street Map said, ever since USAID was defunded and thousands of NGO contracts were canceled, left-wing parties are losing in Central and South America. Right-wing presidential candidate Keiko Fujimori just won the Peru election. This continues the trend of other countries rejecting socialism. It's just like a little, I guess, celebration video here in classic Peruvian 12p. Vladimir Crystal, thank you. Comrade, make sure you increase taxes and seize the means of production. When people complain, just ignore it. The 5-year plan is perfect, you know? It's like, if it keeps working, why change, you know? Why change? As someone who covered the region for 12 years for the Wall Street Journal and reported in astonishment how even under conservative President Ronald Reagan, USAID was funding socialist projects in Latin America, I can assure you this is 100% accurate. It's very interesting to learn. That's Keiko Fujimori. Her father was a president that was in jail for corruption and being a tyrant. Hopefully she's not like her fucking father then, right? A very Peruvian name. Yeah, I don't know, like, if there's any sort of Japanese Peruvian, like, country connection that I don't know about. I'm not Peruvian. But I was like, that's very interesting. She got a very Japanese name for somebody living in Peru. There's a large expat population. I never knew that. That's crazy. South America used Japanese people as slave labor like 100 years ago. What? I've never heard that. You see, as a Peruvian, you can speak from experience what happened. Peru had people come here to work in the mines willingly, and sometimes not willingly, that later formed colonies, and now we're all mixed up in here. The mining colonies? What about her father? Was her father, like, actual bad man, or did he get fucking railroaded? The truth is, Fujimori freed Peru from terrorism. He did things that were needed at the time, but you think he tried to stay too long in power, and the good things he did for the country are still in the memory of the people, despite his misdeeds later in his political career. So it was a case of he was a good guy and then got corrupted by power and became that which he sought to destroy?
Yes.
Yes. Apparently there was a Somali referee banned from entering the US for the World Cup, who has suspected links to terrorist groups. And I was like, huh, that's kind of weird. Not really shocking, but like kind of weird. Somalis stomp on the American flag while holding a photo of the referee who was denied entry to the US for alleged ties to a terrorist organization at a protest in Somalia. Nope, I don't. It's just weird music. Yeah, so it's just like, why would you want to let him in after this? Why would you want to let him in? Al-Shabaab Islamic terrorist group just put out a statement backing the Somali refugee who was denied entry into the US. They then slam the Trump administration and call on Somalis to expel the invaders. Looks like DHS made the right decision barring him from entering our country. And there are people that would unironically be mad at our country for rejecting entry to this person. That's kind of crazy to me. And it's like, I'm sure that they make a statement backing the Somali referee because they know that there's plenty of idiots who will take their side in this. US reveals its true hatred towards the Somali people. Terrorists have figured out that, oh, maybe beheading people isn't the best tactic. Let's just use their fucking progressive nonsense against them. For decades, the United States government has cloaked its relationship with the Somali people in rhetoric promising partnership and progress. However, evidence suggests that beneath this diplomatic facade lies a deep-seated animosity. While Washington falsely claims to support Somalia, it simultaneously fosters corrupt leaders and land grabbers, supports bloodthirsty warlords, wages economic warfare against the country's critical infrastructure, and manipulates Somalia's internal politics to serve American interests rather than those of the Somali people. Yeah, I just don't want to give any foreign aid anymore. I don't want to be involved at all. Get out. Since assuming office, the Trump administration intensified this brazen hostility against the Somali people, hurling vitriolic insults that branded them as garbage and tarnished their reputation. The case of Omar Artin serves as a latest and most damning proof that American policy extends beyond security concerns to encompass broad ethnic discrimination. Artan's case demonstrates that U.S. decision-making is driven not by security concerns or the imperative to counter extremism, but rather by racial and ethnic prejudice targeting Somalis as a whole. It is a deep-rooted hostility that manifests across multiple fronts, including the indiscriminate drone strikes that spare neither women, children, or elderly civilians in Somalia. When the fuck are we drone striking Somalia? When the fuck did that happen? Like, wasn't Black Hawk Down in the 90s? Like, what? I don't think we're doing anything like that in Somalia now. Since like I don't think we're bombing Somalia right now. Like, I could be wrong, but I haven't heard anything about it.
States officials have disclosed that the U.S. has launched drone strikes in Somalia. Somali officials say the attack targeted senior al-Shabaab leaders meeting in the lower Shabelle region of southern Somalia. Reports indicate that the strikes killed 6 militants. Officials are trying to determine whether the strike killed Ahmed Abdi Godani, the leader of the militant group.
In light of these revelations, we issue an urgent call to action for the Somali people, particularly the youth. We urge you not to squander your most precious time on momentary distractions such as the so-called World Cup. Let us work together to expel the invaders and the soulless puppets from our lands. Let us join hands and build a Somalia that is defined by honor, freedom, and absolute independence from all forms of foreign occupation, and divine governance by Islamic Sharia rise from the shadows of occupation and humiliation. Reclaim your sovereignty, stand with us. You know what? Yeah, I agree. I agree. You should stay in Somalia and build Somalia into whatever the fuck you want it to be, and we should no longer be giving you any money or resources to do so. I agree, terrorist organization. You stay away from us, we stay away from you, all right? Translation, give us your money so we live in luxury and you live in poverty. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Blue Apron had a chance to absorb the fallout from HelloFresh, but they blew it. Ha, pun intended. We know that for some, eating is a top priority this month. We respect that. And while eating out can be exciting, there's something to be said for diving headfirst into a satisfying box at home. Happy Pride to everyone who appreciates a good box. I was just like, why? Like, this could be a funny joke, but like not as an official corporate statement. That's kind of weird. When will they stop ruining your June? Well, at least we're not getting Somali Heritage Month, man. This is from Pink News. Very, very unbiased news source, by the way. They said a trans woman faces felony trial after drawing firearm during alleged anti-LGBTQ+ attack. And someone quote retweeted it and said a man was shouting slurs at her outside of her place of work, assaulted her by shoving her down to the ground in a crosswalk, at which point she drew her gun, finger not on the trigger, And now she's facing up to 15 years for defending herself. And then someone else quote retweeted that and said, it's literally on camera that this man crossed the street and confronted a guy about yelling at a bar. Link in comments. And this is the individual going to trial. Source, I made it the fuck up. Transgender bathroom protester faces felony assault charge, claims self-defense. The transgender Laramie resident who staged a protest at the state capitol last summer of Wyoming's new cross-sex access ban for public restrooms is now waging a self-defense argument in a felony aggravated assault case. Brianna Kelver, 26, made headlines last summer for using the women's bathroom in the Wyoming Capitol when a new state law activated banning the practice. The ban doesn't allow for penalties against a transgender person using the women's bathroom, but allows females aggrieved by that event to sue the state for letting it happen. That's funny! That's so funny! I hope everyone takes advantage of that. That's crazy. A new trans name. It isn't Emily or Lilith this time. Yeah, it's Rihanna. Under my umbrella. About 2 months later, Kelver was involved in an altercation with a man outside the Crowbar in Laramie. Court documents say that after a verbal clash, the contents of which are disputed, Kelver approached the man. The man shoved Kelver, who fell to the ground, and Kelver pulled a firearm and chambered a round before pointing the pistol at the man. The case is ongoing, with Kelver's attorney Andrew Holcomb and Kelver both promising to pursue a self-defense argument. Meanwhile, Democratic U.S. Senate candidate James Byrd cast the case as an instance of biased enforcement and said it highlights the need to reaffirm universal Second Amendment and due process rights for everyone. The Kelver case is bigger than one bartender, one crosswalk, and one night in Laramie, wrote Byrd, who's also a former legislator. In a Wednesday Facebook post, it's a test of whether the Second Amendment means what it says, for everyone. I don't think the Second Amendment means that when someone's walking away from you, you get to load a gun and point it at their head. I don't think it says that, actually. Kelver responded to that claim with a cautious statement in a Wednesday phone interview. There's a plethora of opportunity for me to be a victim of bias in this, but there's a lot of evidence we need to address properly through the legal channels and kind of go forward with this in a way that is respectful to the legal process. I'm not intending to make any accusatory statements about how this was handled on the police department side or the judicial side at the moment, Kelver added. Laramie Police Department Lieutenant Craig Lendhart declined Wednesday to comment on the case on the department's behalf. Albany County Attorney Kurt Britzius, who is prosecuting the case, did not return an email and phone message request for comment by publication. Kelver delivered another comment via phone. I fully respect the legal process and intend to address the facts in court, not necessarily anymore in the media. I did not go looking for confrontation. I genuinely believe my safety was threatened when my actions were taken in response to that threat. But you're the one that walked out of the bar to confront the guy in the crosswalk. What do you mean? Kelver voiced confidence that when all the facts are heard in the proper setting, it'll be clear that this was a defensive response to a frightening situation. I just ask that people not rush to judgment based on incomplete information. Kelver faces up to 16 years in prison and up to $12,000 in fines if convicted. How is it that they'll get, like, they probably won't get it, right? But, like, how is it that the penalty for this is so harsh when we see, like, actual murderers get way less than that? It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. The charges are aggravated assault, up to 10 years in prison and $10,000 in fines, possession of a deadly weapon with unlawful intent, up to 5 years in prison and $1,000 in fine. I don't like that. That sounds like a thought crime, man. Possession of a deadly weapon with unlawful intent, that's a fucking weird one. An interference with a peace officer, up to 1 year in jail and $1,000 in fines. Kelver was standing outside the Crowbar at about 10 p.m. on September 13th, 2025, when an altercation unfolded after a man shouted something about the bar. Most of the other facts of the case are disputed. Laramie Police Department officer Hunter Rope wrote in an affidavit filed 2 days later that he, Rope, was called to respond to 2nd and Ivinson Streets on report of a fight and a person drawing a handgun. Rope spoke with Kelver on the scene. Kelver stated they pulled out a knife during the involvement, but did own a firearm supposedly located in her vehicle. Kelver stated that they were a transgender woman and a Native American. Native American like Elizabeth Warren, I guess? Like, what the fuck? Earlier in the evening, Kelver was near that intersection when a man, later identified as Scott Durham, yelled, "Hey, the Crowbar should be closing, you bunch of F-slurs." The affidavit relates from Kelver's interview. Kelver, who was a manager at the bar at the time, said this created tension because we have had, incidents in the past with hateful vandalism and people making a fuss about our pride flags being up and stuff like that. Kelver has since stepped away from the manager job to deal with the case. The affidavit doesn't list Durham's full name, but a December court document recounting the county attorney's office effort to find out if Durham wanted restitution does. The document says Durham did not ask for restitution. Cowboy State Daily has been unable to contact Durham. That's weird. Kelver grew agitated and confronted Durham, asking, "What the fuck did you just say?" according to Kelver's account of the incident in the affidavit. Durham reportedly shoved Kelver to the ground. Kelver said Wednesday that this caused a back injury. Kelver described to Rope trying to draw a knife, but dropped it when she hit the ground. Officers searched the intersection and didn't find the knife, the affidavit says. So, okay, first of all, they're lying, but let's imagine the scenario in which they're not lying, right? If you go out to start a fight with someone who yelled something at you, and then you draw a knife in the middle of this confrontation, aren't you just admitting intent there? So if you drop your knife, which you intended to use, and then you pull out a firearm and point it at the guy's head while he's walking away, doesn't that make your entire situation worse? Like, why even come up with this knife lie, man? Officers searched the intersection and didn't find the knife, the affidavit says. The teal-colored firearm Kelver had allegedly claimed was in the car was rather in Kelver's side bag. A thick leather satchel, wrote Rope. Rope handed that to another officer. For that officer to clear it, the document says, adding a live round was found in the chamber. In Durham's account, Durham was walking north on the sidewalk across from the bar and yelled, "Fuck the crowbar," because he likes the Buckhorn bar better. Kelver demanded to know what Durham had said, and he repeated his statement, and Kelver, hand on hip, walked toward Durham and the other people with Durham, the latter alleged in his own account. So that's kind of funny. I wonder if this, like, Looney Tune was like, oh yeah, if I add that he said a slur, more people would take my side. That's what, like, the Black Lives Matter people do, right? They just lie about someone saying a slur and everyone takes their side. Oh, so we have a little retardation as a treat. Wait, so the only thing the guy said was that he didn't like the bar? It's kind of like he said, she said at this point, but I mean, the witnesses also, like we read, kind of corroborate the fact that the firearm was pulled, and another witness said that the guy also said only fuck the crowbar. So it does sound like the gender-confused individual is the one lying here. Durham reportedly said Kelver's hand was in a black side bag, and Kelver approached Durham aggressively. Kelver and Holcomb both told Cowboy State Daily in separate Wednesday interviews that this was a 3-on-1 situation. And 2 other people were with Durham. Even if he said, "Fuck you, British cigarette," that does not justify it doesn't. It doesn't, but it's always funny when they have to lie about it because they think it will give them more credence. Durham and another person whom the affidavit calls AS turned and walked west on the crosswalk toward the Buckhorn bar. But Kelver got face-to-face with Durham, hand still in the bag, the document says. Durham pushed Kelver away, causing Kelver to fall. Kelver drew a handgun from the bag in which Kelver's hand had been nestled during the approach, the affidavit alleges. Durham and AS kept walking away. Kelver racked the gun and pointed it at Durham's head, Rope recounted from Durham's account. AS in his interview said he believed part of the gun was blue, reportedly. Wyoming has a law saying people who act in self-defense shall not be persecuted for it. Courts have answered that mandate by forming the Johns hearing, where a person charged with a violent crime can try to show evidence that makes it apparent, at first glance, that the person acted with self-defense. Then the prosecutor gets a chance to overcome that by showing a preponderance of evidence that the defendant didn't act with self-defense. It is uncommon for judges to dismiss cases at this stage. Often, they defer the self-defense question to a jury. A self-defense mission? Absolutely, said Holcomb regarding whether Kelver will ask for a Johns hearing. But first, Kelver faces a June 24th arraignment in Albany County District Court. Johns hearings are challenging because they're difficult to win without calling one's client to testify, said Holcomb, and that takes a lot of preparation. As to Bird's claim of bias in this case, Holcomb said, that's something that only the investigating officer, and to some degree, Kurt, would be able to answer. Why they only charged my client and not this other guy. Why would they charge the other guy? What did the other guy do? As of Wednesday, no criminal charges for Durham had surfaced in the public-facing court file. This was one of Bird's points in support of his bias claim. Holcomb said he feels this is an important case and looks forward to fighting it. I think it's important we all have the same rights, not only a Second Amendment right to defend yourself, but we all have the right to due process and a trial. I'm just looking forward to ensuring that Rihanna's rights are protected throughout the rest of this process. Stories like this are why you never leave home without your Blastoise. No one's ever gotten arrested for sharing water. As long as you pull him out with extra energy cards, you know, so he can fight. The Albany County Attorney's Office charged Kelver on September 15th. The prosecutor negotiated at length with Kelver's first attorney, Linda Devine, the case file indicates. In November, Britzius knocked those charges down to 2 misdemeanors instead of 2 felonies and 1 misdemeanor. Those 2 misdemeanors were reckless endangering, up to 1 year in jail, as well as the interference charge already mentioned. In December, while Kelver faced only misdemeanors, the defendant sent a letter to the misdemeanor level judge who was expected to handle the case, Judge Robert Sanford, apologizing for using the gun. Can you do that? That seems so fucking, like, sketchy. I was like, what the fuck? My dad told me no, so now I'm gonna go ask mom kind of shit. What the hell? I do not wish to spend any time attempting to garner sympathy nor victimhood, wrote Kelver, according to the court file, in a very, very opaque attempt to garner sympathy and victimhood. I wish to offer my sincerest apologies and condolences to your court and to my community. Kelver maintained that the assault Kelver endured was not right, but did not give me the right to react the way I did. Oh my god! Why would you do this? I'm deeply sorry for this, wrote Kelver. I know I will do what is right to resolve this. But then the negotiations appear to have fallen apart. Devine asked for the court to delay Kelver's change of plea hearing multiple times and wrote in February that the state and defense were still working out details on sentencing recommendations. In March, Britzius' office ratcheted the case back up to the felony level. Sanford found probable cause to send it to the higher felony level court on May 27th, and Albany County District Court Judge Misha Westby is overseeing the case now. He admitted guilt. Holy shit, man. As for self-defense, state law basically says self-defense is appropriate when it reciprocates an actual or threatened, reasonably perceived threat. Defensive force is reasonable when someone in the defender's situation would judge it necessary to prevent an injury or loss, and no more. Deadly force is appropriate if necessary to prevent imminent death or serious bodily injury to oneself or others. A person attacked in a place where lawfully present doesn't have a duty to retreat, as long as the person isn't engaged in a crime and isn't the initial aggressor. Well, that's where our loony friend fails at this point. Skid Row homeless claim that they've been paid to vote for Karen Bass and Nithya Raman. Wow. Imagine my shock. A series of shocking videos show homeless residents on Los Angeles' Skid Row claiming they were paid to vote for Mayor Karen Bass and Councilwoman Nithya Raman. What the fuck? What the hell? This new Little Mermaid remake going crazy. California Post obtained copies of the videos after they were published Tuesday on the TikTok account Lane Needs Spencer Pratt. The footage, recorded near 7th Street and Flower Street in downtown Los Angeles on Tuesday morning, has since been provided to the Department of Justice. It also follows the Post's revelation that thousands of homeless voters were registered to shelters where they didn't live. One shelter in Venice, where 185 Raman voters were registered, received $600,000 from taxpayer care of the socialist Raman. In one of the clips, a man who calls himself Kevin Shepard claims he received $4 to vote for Bass. Man, that's all it cost. Buying votes is cheap as fuck. When asked whether he would also have been paid to vote for Raman, Shepard answered yes and said Spencer Pratt was not among the candidates he was encouraged to support. They gave you an optional choice, Shepard claimed, alleging that she was offered $2 but negotiated for a higher payment and ultimately received $4. Shepard further claimed he completed a mail-in ballot for Bass and deposited it in a ballot box. Skid Row resident Renee Johnson, 39, also claimed she received $5 after being told to vote for Bass. Are they paying people more depending on their skin color? What? This is like a multi-layered what the fuck. Johnson said she supported Bass, but told the creator she was still unclear about some of the forms she had completed. You know, at the time, I didn't know that was going on, she said. I was just trying to make $5, you know, but I didn't do the fraud. When asked if she thought it was fraud, she said she thought that it was fraudulent behavior. She also said she thought people were being taken advantage of. Another woman who said she was living on the street also claimed she accepted money to vote for Mayor Bass. It was like $2, the unidentified woman said, adding that, yeah, they came out here all the time. The content creator behind the video said he visited the area after being alerted by a friend who works nearby and claimed to have seen political volunteers operating in the neighborhood in the lead up to the election. Everybody said it was normal, the content creator told the Post. They said people came through all the time. The creator said he spent about 2 hours speaking with residents, many of whom claimed voter registration and outreach efforts were a routine part of life on Skid Row before Election Day. What the frick? DEI even has infested voter fraud. She could have just been a better negotiator. Maybe she was just like, I'm gonna negotiate me $5 and not a penny less. And they were like, all right, you drive a hard bargain. The creator said he spent about 2 hours speaking with residents, many of whom claimed voter registration and outreach efforts were a routine part of life on Skid Row before Election Day. They don't even say the name of the content creator. That's kind of fucked up. Like, this entire article, they've just been referring to the person as, like, the creator. But, like, who the fuck is it? Wait, like, you can't just refer to them as the content creator and not tell me their fucking name. What is this? Several residents allege that groups regularly visited the area asking people to sign paperwork, though some acknowledge they did not fully understand what they were signing. According to multiple residents interviewed on camera, outreach workers allegedly visited the area as often as 3 to 5 times a week before the election, with several organizations purportedly involved. A fourth resident, identified as Mark Sanchez, claimed he had been approached repeatedly by political canvassers. To sign a petition for the mayor or different things in office, they paid me $4 or $5 in different accounts, Sanchez claimed. Sanchez further alleged the pay. What the fuck is that? An unnamed woman. They have like fucking scientist henchman physiognomy. What the fuck? That's crazy. To sign a petition for the mayor, different things in office, they paid me $4 to $5 in different accounts. Sanchez further alleged the payments occurred multiple times. It happened more than 4 or 5 times, he claimed. The video surfaced one day after former reality TV star Spencer Pratt was eliminated from the Los Angeles mayoral race as Raman surged into contention for a runoff spot. California Post was unable to independently verify the claims made in the video. However, the Post visited several locations with large concentrations of registered voters on Monday and Tuesday and spoke with nearly 20 individuals about voting and voter registration. Many said that they knew they were registered to vote but could not recall who registered them, whether they had recently voted, or what happened to their ballots after registration. Don Garza, a disabled military veteran who has lived on Skid Row since 1999, said voter registration is common in Skid Row and that nonprofit organizations regularly conduct voter registration drives throughout the area. We're tired of it. We don't want people coming in and deciding elections and taking advantage of us, Garza said. Every one of them thinks they have claim to our voice. They think they speak for us. A Los Angeles chapter of the Democratic Socialists of America, of course, openly promotes a guide instructing volunteers on how to encourage voters to cast ballots on the spot and hand them over for delivery. The practice, commonly known as ballot harvesting, is legal in California but remains highly controversial. The guide, titled How To Ballot Delivery, was published by the Los Angeles chapter of the Democratic Socialists of America in May 2022 and remains available online. The instructions provide a step-by-step process for collecting completed mail ballots and urge volunteers to repeatedly press voters to submit them immediately. Will you vote now? The guide tells volunteers to ask before adding, ask at least 3 times. The California Post reached out to Bass and Raman campaigns for further comment, but did not hear back. Ballot harvesting is legal in California, what the fuck? It's also tiresome, man. I have absolutely no idea how California is just this completely fucked. There's an interesting sign on a city-owned building. Display at the Torpedo Factory Art Center in Alexandria, Virginia. This is a city-owned building, and the mayor is, this person. Aaliyah Gaskins, mayor of the city of Alexandria, Virginia, Public Health and Urban Planning. And it's got a sign that says, Charlie Kirk was a piece of shit. Deny, defend, depose. What a interesting sign to have on a government building. What the fuck? A very, very weird sign to have on the building. She says, hello, I hope you are all doing well. My family and I are still enjoying our new lives in the country and taking full advantage of the peace and quiet. We've added 3 new pets to the family, a very large German Shepherd pup named Fenrir, who's going to be a great guard dog, and has brought us several animal offerings. We also got 2 kittens for my boys named Cookie and Waffles. It's cute watching them play and grow together, and my eldest son graduated kindergarten in May with a wonderful ceremony complete with cap and gown. My youngest son is now over 2.5 and is proving to be an excellent artist. It's quite impressive. My husband continues to work hard for our family so I can care for the children and the household. We are so blessed. I know many of you that the motion to dismiss my charges was denied. I was hopeful the law would prevail, but our 2-tiered justice system thought otherwise. Minnesota never ceases to amaze me. Our freedom of speech is under attack. Europeans are under attack. We see it more and more every day. It's sickening and it needs to stop. We have to keep fighting. I refuse to let our folk be silenced and erased. It's easy to feel alone sometimes. I constantly remind myself that you are all out there supporting me and that I haven't been forgotten. My trial is set for July 20th at 9 a.m. Help. And this will be a huge moment for our freedom. Tribal Order made a playing card of me, which has helped cover some of my court costs. If you haven't seen it, I suggest checking it out. It's beautifully made, and I am so grateful. I have no idea what that means. Any donations I receive will go toward my attorney fees. I appreciate all your love and support. Thank you so much. Hail victory, Shiloh. And for those who don't remember, she is in trouble for saying the N-word at a park, which I have absolutely no idea how she's on trial for something like that. That seems kind of crazy. The max that she could get, I guess, is 180 days in jail plus fine. She faces 2 counts of misdemeanor disorderly conduct for the April 2025 playground incident involving alleged racial slurs. Miss Rachel outside Delaney Hall DHS Center in New Jersey, which, if you guys forgot, Delaney Hall is the place where like all those riots were happening the other week, singing about knocking down walls and freeing criminal illegal aliens. Parents, keep your kids away. It's like these people are incredibly dangerous because they are pumping this fuel into the soft skulls of these children. And even if the children are like bored and they don't care and they're not really paying attention, they're still being inundated with this kind of culture from all sides.
Together we'll sing down the walls everywhere, with love in our hearts rising up like the sea. Together we'll sing until everyone's free. I love you guys.
So weird. Miss Rachel is a big October 7th enjoyer. Fuck Miss Rachel, stupid terrorist fangirls. It's very weird. Weare, Hillsboro police departments join ICE task force contracts. Police departments in Weare and Hillsboro joined a federal immigration enforcement contract, beginning a process that will allow local police officers to conduct some immigration operations. Weare entered the contract, called a 287 agreement, on June 2nd, according to a list of participating agencies kept by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Hillsboro joined on May 31st. Copies of the contracts were not yet publicly available. The agreements under ICE's so-called task force model generally authorize local police, while carrying out their normal operations, to arrest and interrogate people for warrants or on suspected immigration violations. They can also issue immigration detainers and hold custody of people arrested locally or by ICE, as well as transport them to ICE-approved detention centers. Police departments can receive federal funding for immigration-related work. Police chiefs Christopher Moore of Weare and Christopher Parsons of Hillsboro did not immediately respond to interview requests. 20 other law enforcement agencies across New Hampshire have signed on as listed by ICE on June 3rd. In total, that includes the New Hampshire State Police, 3 county sheriff's offices, and 18 municipal police departments. These agencies have made at least 51 immigration arrests in September, as reported by New Hampshire, or NHPR, Public Radio. New Hampshire Public Radio. New Hampshire is the only state in New England to have its police departments join task force agreements with ICE, as encouraged last year by Governor Kelly Ayotte. She also signed a law last year banning local so-called sanctuary and welcoming policies that would prevent police from working with ICE. Hell yeah, send them all back over the border to Massachusetts. Twitch streamer who was caught cheating with her cousin through a camera in her cat's litter box has responded. She apologized for her actions, but also accused her ex of abuse during their relationship. Just Twitch streamer things. Cat litter box? Yeah, what the fuck is a cat litter box camera, man? What the fuck are we doing? Twitch streamer responds to viral cheating scandal after being caught by cat litter box camera. Twitch streamer Catalina, previously known as Kvertez, has responded after her ex-boyfriend, Imnotkenneth, accused her of cheating on him with her cousin. The streamer posted a 12-minute video addressing the controversy, apologizing to her ex and supporters, while also denying several claims that spread online following Kenneth's viral video. I want to start off by taking full accountability for what I did, Kathlina said. I want to start off by apologizing to the person that I hurt the most in this situation, which was my ex. The response comes days after Kenneth shared a video claiming he discovered explicit messages between Kathlina and her cousin after accessing footage from a camera built into a smart litter box located in her bathroom. All right, now I have some more questions, right? If he accessed a camera that is built into a smart litter box that was in her bathroom, how the fuck did he use that camera to read text messages on her phone? That's my question. I'm also glad that it was a camera that was built into the litter box, because that title originally made me think that, like, he put a camera in the litter box specifically to catch her.
My fucking girlfriend cheated on me with her.
Can I know this is important, but I love this guy's fucking room. I love this guy's fucking room. What are we doing? First of all, he's got Goon Cave street sign. I'm assuming this is a One Piece character, but it looks like Orihime from Bleach to me. And then he's got Fat Peter Griffin above his bed, and his bed has, like, taillight. There's like a weird gremlin creature on top of his Mario boxes. I love this guy's room. What the fuck?
My fucking girlfriend cheated on me with her cousin. See, shit like this ain't even funny, because I wouldn't have even wished this on my worst enemy.
True.
Who the fuck prayed on my downfall this much for some shit like this to happen to me? Now, I'm not gonna drop no names or anything, but y'all know who she was. You know, I posted with her, you know, obviously she's my ex now. I don't even know why I say girlfriend, bro. We made content together. We dated for a couple years, and all of that ended recently, bro. I had to call it quits, bro. As of last week, I had to call it quits, bro. I caught her cheated on me in my house. Keep in mind, I pay all the bills in this motherfucker, bro, and she had the audacity to cheat on me with her blood cousin. Now, you're probably asking, how is she still roaming the earth? Me, personally, I would have put her 6 feet under, but nah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Yeah, it's like a different type of self-control I had in that moment, where I was just like, you know what, bro? It's not worth it. I have no enemies. On some Thorfinn, Vinland Saga type shit. But to be honest, I think this was just my canon event. You know, it was bound to happen. Everyone tried to warn me about these light skins, but I tried to take on the challenge. Now,
Kenny, what does he mean by this? Is that a stereotype?
Yes.
You know what he means, Jesus. What the fuck? Vinland Saga, you like him. Okay, so Kirsche. Oh, goody, race. This is black on black racism. This is like, there's something wrong with them light-skinned blacks, is what he's saying. And I'm just like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm not qualified to understand this type of racism.
Look at me. You're probably wondering, how did I catch her cheating? What exactly happened? Well, this is what the fuck I did. So it was like last week.
Stop it. Go away. Not him. That bar
like
thing. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Bro, I was like literally in the crib. She was taking a shower or whatever, bro. Really quick though, here's some filler information, bro. So lately, bro, I've been noticing she's always on FaceTime with this, bro. And it's her cousin, bro. She's always on FaceTime with her cousin.
Weird.
But it's like, what normal person would think that's weird? Like that's her cousin. Like, I thought it was on some normal ass shit. Like, you know, like, I guess I didn't realize that they were sleeping on the phone together.
Well, yeah, like, why would you ever come to that conclusion? That's fucking grotesque. Normal people don't do that.
Every time I would come near her, she would go on mute or whatever. But that's not the point. She was in the shower and I heard her talking on FaceTime. So that was like a red flag. So I walked near that restroom. Like, this is my restroom. Then there's like another room and another restroom over there. I walked near that restroom. The doors are locked, which was also suspicious because why are you locking the doors? But I heard her say the word.
She cheated on him while he was in the crib sipping Dr. Perky. How could she? The Dr. Perky time is sacred. God damn it.
Gains, as in like gym gains, and I heard yams come out her mouth. And once I heard that, I'm like, who are you on FaceTime with, and why are you talking about yams, my nigga? So basically,
that's a great
I have
question.
like a little cat litter box, but it's like a AI advanced $900 litter box that has a camera.
He's got the same litter box as me. Those things are primo. Highly recommend.
For some reason. And it's in her restroom. So I was able to connect to that shit. And I basically seen her at the mirror of her restroom with her her phone plopped up. You know, the FaceTime shit was on, her camera was on, and she was on FaceTime just showing straight yams to that. Like I'm talking about 360s in the camera, grabbing yams, just everything,
That's a great
bro.
line.
Butt ass naked, bro. And at that moment, bro, my heart sunk, bro. I was like, damn, it's GG's. She just cheated on me. But that's not how it ended, though. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Because I didn't want to make it seem like I knew and I caught her and she was gonna try to play victim. So I walked up to her room. I knocked on the door. I was like, let me see your phone real quick. I grabbed her phone and I noticed her like grabbing that shit, like, but like not really grabbing it in like a way where like she made it obvious she was hiding something. So I just grabbed it and sped walked to my room and then I locked my door. And that's when she started banging on my door saying, Kenneth, open the door, give me my phone.
No matter what happens, we can't have any hidden resentment or bad feelings that could fuck our bond up. Like if we go through a breakup or something, obviously it might not feel good, but no matter what, we can't have hidden resentment after or once, N-words, get in the next relationship or anything. If we feel something, we gotta say it and talk about it. I'm talking about on both sides. You feel me? And she said, it just started. Can we resume this momentarily? But, and they said, yeah. And she said, that promise is a hard one to keep. The fuck am I reading?
Kenneth! Okay, I have clothes on. Can you open the door, please?
Oh no, she fucked, bro. I don't know what these are. Is this what voice messages looks like on iPhone? Because this looks really fucking weird. I feel you. I don't got any words of encouragement because I don't want to feel this either. We got to make a promise now. She said, it gets like that. Something, this is what we signed up for? The sacrifice? What promise?
Hello?
Hello? Above that, I just be worried from us getting this intertwined. Like, if we had to end it, that I would be heartbroken and have to go through these emotions again, or that I'll feel a way when you eventually get with somebody else. That's true, I know I'll never lose you. What the fuck is happening? This is not how you talk to family!
Kenneth! Hello?
Oh my god! Oh my god, it's... What? You can, like, make text scrambled eggs? What kind of fucking magic is this?
Hello?
Look, I was like, is she writing in Japanese? What is that? And then he just, like, magicked the Japanese away and it was in English. What the fuck am I seeing? That's so cool!
Kenneth! Please!
Like, I'd be thinking, this isn't gonna go anywhere, not because either of us don't want it to, but because it can't, and that'd be fucking me up on something. I really wish we just weren't cousins.
Please, please, open the door, let's talk!
You're actually like a psychopath, gang.
I love how fucking calm he is. Just, yeah, you're a fucking psychopath. That's true. I know I'll never lose you. I just be worried from us getting this intertwined. Okay, we read that. I would have to be heartbroken to have to go through the swing of things with you. I don't want shit to get sticky. Yo, out of topic, but I'm seeing this in 4DX. It's so fucking cool. The chairs are moving and vibrating, and there's wind and steam and rain and sound effects. It feels like you're in a roller coaster. What the fuck is she talking about?
Please?
Like, you really are fucked up in the head.
Please talk, please!
Nah, gang, we're good. I'm good.
Open the door!
I'm good off of you, bro.
But look at he's like unmatryoshka dolling her messages. They're like fucking hidden behind a weird swipe feature. They're nestled in other messages. She's been hiding some crazy shit. She's hiding shit with technology I didn't even know fucking existed. This is like advanced cheating. These aren't bars, they're barely twigs. Jesus Christ.
My house.
Open the door!
Get out my house, bro.
Can I talk to you, please? Kenneth, please, open the door. Let's talk first. If this is it, let me just talk to you.
No, this is it, gang.
Okay, that's fine. Let me talk to you, though.
Hold on, he's swiping. He's revealing the magic messages while she's like... I think after Kentucky, I'm deeper. What does that mean? Why do you say that? Like, I feel like way more endearments towards you and also more disconnect from Kenneth. Oh, fuck. I feel like I can visualize you as a boyfriend figure. The cousin stuff be fucking me up in a different way, too. Like, I'd be worrying this is a fruitless love, you know what I mean? I just don't want to get heartbroken. I don't know what OSS means.
And the more she said that, bro, I was digging through her phone, nigga. I went through hidden. If y'all don't know about hidden, bro, check your girl's hidden.
I didn't know hidden was a thing. Get a girl like me who's too dumb to know these things exist.
iMessage has like recently deleted text messages. Check that. I went through Snapchat. I went through I tried to go through Maya's only on Snapchat, but I didn't figure out the password. I went through her notes. I went through everything, bro. And I seen tons of explicit photos from her and him. And then I went through the text messages and there was a bunch of weird shit going on, bro. Like she was talking about that being boyfriend material. She was saying she feels a disconnect from Kenneth. She was saying all types of shit, bro. And honestly, bro, I wanted to crash out at that moment, but obviously I couldn't.
I would have understood the crash out. I'm glad he was able to keep his composure.
Because I would go to jail, and yeah, I'm a good civilian. I'm not gonna crash out over a girl, but it was sick to see, to be honest, bro. Like I wouldn't
have been able to condone it, but I would have understood the crash out.
Throwing up. I'm not gonna lie, you could ask all my homeboys. I was calling them. I was in my restroom throwing up just nonstop, bro. Every
Nah, bro. He totally found him a Jersey girl if she's getting her guts remixed by your cousin. What is this? Getting your guts remixed by your cousin's fucking crazy work, dude. Holy shit. Holy shit. She is gonna just be known as the cousin fucker the rest of her fucking life.
Everything I ate prior to that, I threw it all up, bro. It was sick, bro. Like, I genuinely feel like 2 years went down the drain. But, like, to your cousin, though, like, there's a bunch of, like, scenarios where, like, my homeboys thought she was doing something with somebody else or whatever. But her cousin, like, I think that's how she got away with it for so long, because it's like, you don't expect your girl to be
You don't expect that from, like, anyone. Like, again, how would he have realized this? Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
Doing something with her cousin, my like, I thought that was some Alabama like movie type shit. I didn't know that really happens in real life. So yeah, once I found that shit out, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I got my phone. I took pictures of everything. I wish I scrolled some more, but you know, I like once I seen that, I was just ready to kick her out, bro. I took pictures of all the pictures she took for him, all the pictures he sent her.
I feel like there was a penis in that picture, so I'm very glad he censored it. I would not have wanted that flashbang. And this is a response to the I feel you. I think I'm in deeper too, because every time I think of the future, I always picture you in it, is what her cousin said to her. And she said, that is so damn cute. What the fuck, bro?
Text messages, everything.
Bucket list, nut on face, eat off body, sex tape, head videos, hand job plus spitting in mouth. Ew, ew. Handcuffing, tripod video? Why is tripod video separate from sex tape? Public quickie and movie, maybe just fuck, movie fuck? What the fuck?
Bro, it's all on my phone just in case she wants to fucking deny or lie to me. It was all on my phone. I gave her phone back. I told her she had to go.
I'm so sorry, Kendra.
I don't care. You can't. There's nothing you can say to me right now. You did what you did. You gotta face that. You gotta go.
Yeah?
This is something that I only did recently. Just know that in all of my relationships, I've always loved you a lot.
What?
And I cared for you a lot. You know that? I'm sorry.
I don't care.
We've always had a close relationship since we was young. And I think, like, on some mentally fucked up shit, I think, like, we had some psychological shit going on when we were young, because, like, when we was little jits, like, before even puberty.
What?
Like, we were, like, really close to where, like, some of our family members would notice it. And once I was really having my doubts. And, you know, with you, you've always been different than how I wanted you to be. Like,
so you fuck your cousin.
Holy shit.
So,
the fact that he could say that with, like, zero emotion. This guy, stone cold. That's impressive. That's impressive.
what's the opportunity?
So you fuck your cousin. So you fuck your cousin. You need help, bro.
And yeah, she's not with me anymore. We're not with each other no more. But it's just like, bro, hey, all my young bulls out there, bro, learning experience, you can't trust these girls no more. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You can't trust boy best friends. You can't trust cousins. You can't trust brothers. If this was a stepbrother, like, that would have been a tiny bit better, because cousins, they got your blood. Like, that's
he's got a point. At least the stepbrother wouldn't have been blood related. I had to take a second from hearing that. Well, like, yeah, he's out of pocket, but he's right.
That's a good point. You've got a good point.
Like your dad's brother's son. So like for you to do that with that, bro, like that's genuinely diabolical, bro. Like that's just like, I can't go back, bro. Like obviously in the past we broke up a couple times for bullshit, but this was just the fucking like cherry on top, bro. Like I can't, bro.
That's
like
me.
I think
cherry.
It's gonna take me a long time to fucking recover from this, bro. I literally have not been in my groove. I haven't been posting. I haven't been, all my friends could tell you that I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm depressed, but like that shit genuinely like, it did something to my brain, bro. Like if for all y'all boys that been cheated on before, or all you ladies that's been cheated on, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like you just feel stuck in time. You don't really want closure, but like you do kind of want to know why that person did that, why. Like the feeling of betrayal is just so sickening. But honestly, bro, it's whatever to me. Like all I could do now is just stack my bread, get in the gym, and just do better, bro. But I ain't gonna lie though, it's really hard. It's really hard to like really like stop yourself from bed rotting and stop yourself from just letting money slip through your hands, bro. It's like,
I can literally only imagine. You don't understand how some men are able to have a trophy wife, a side piece, pay for side pieces, car, and apartment, and $5K a week, and a side hussy. Does he do them all week? You can barely keep your wife happy. I genuinely have no idea, you know? Genuinely no fucking clue.
bro, I have all the ways to make money right now, but I'm just too demotivated because this shit's in the back of my head. But honestly, I know it's gonna get better, bro. But like, damn, bro, canon event of doom. Like, getting cheated on is possibly one of the worst things ever. Cause it's like you thought you knew this person for so long, like you plan a future with them. You, bro, literally, bro, I took her to see the finale of The Boys. The finale of The Boys in a 4D at theater, bro. The chairs were moving. Was getting fucking decapitated.
Oh, that's what the wait, so when she was texting the cousin about how much she loved him, she was in the theater with Kenneth watching The Boys. That's diabolical, as he said. Holy shit.
You would feel fucking water sprinkles to emulate blood. I took her there, right? As I was there, she was texting her cousin saying, we need to go to a 4DX theater.
That's fucking
sick,
crazy.
Like, I'm thinking this is a nice gesture, me and you, and you're testing.
Yeah, that's fucking sweet. Like, you did something both like really nice and expensive on top of that, and she's just texting her cousin, being like, "Yeah, I need that dick, buddy." What the fuck?
Fucking blood cousin telling him that y'all need to experience that too. Like, I don't.
You'll say it again. Look up her ancestry, and if she's from Somalia, you'll donate $100. What the fuck?
I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know if it's a light-skinned thing or a fucking Miami girl thing, but bro, you not gonna see me touching any girl.
I mean, I could definitely see it from a Miami girl. I do not know anything about this supposed light-skinned girl stereotype.
Girls from Miami anytime soon. Shit, light skins are fucking evil. I like that shit's confirmed, bro. Manipulative as fuck, evil as fuck, and they catch you and lure you in by their fucking looks. Don't fall for it, my young bulls. Don't fall for that shit no more. It's a fucking scam.
I don't. Maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like that's more of a shitty personality thing than a skin color thing. I don't know, man. You love how black people decided to divide up their racism into how black they are. I don't fucking know what's going on with that.
Worst 2 years of my fucking life. 2 years wasted down the drain, bro. Bro, like the crazy part is, like, in a relationship as a guy, you spend so much money on a person, bro. Like, I genuinely spent like 50 bands plus, like upwards to 100K probably. 100K is a stretch, but like definitely 50 bands plus, bro. Because we was long distance for a little bit, so I was obviously flying her, bro. All of that shit, bro.
She was a gold digger.
But she ain't messing with no broke.
gifts and all that, food, of course, Ubers, but like all that's just down the drain and just wasting money, bro. And it's like, I wish you could just ask for a fucking refund or just invoice the bitch, but like, or just invoice the motherfucker, but you can't, bro. That's not realistic, bro. And even like some people, I know some people take back the stuff they bought the other person, or like, you know, ask for it back, but I'm not even gonna do that, bro. It's whatever, bro. I just gotta move forward. But that's what's been, you know, happening to me. That's my life. Been really, really weird and shit, depressing. But honestly, we gonna overcome this. We gonna move forward. We gonna keep on grinding, bro. Hey, Streamer U was just announced, bro. I ain't gonna lie, nigga. We gotta get in that bitch too. But hey, young bulls out there, bro. Do not trust your girl if she has a cousin. Like generally, she has.
Don't trust your girl if she has a cousin. That's so funny. She got family who's alive. You can't trust her.
To have no one in her life. For you to like actually be comfortable, she can't have a stepbrother. She can't have a cousin. She can't have any siblings. She can't have a boy best friend. She can't have a gay best friend. Honestly, bro, she can't even have female friends. She literally has to be a fucking nobody for you to fucking be successful.
Just go out into the woods and find your women growing in the fields.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Because I thought I was safe. I thought this girl was not gonna do me like that. But the worst of worst happened. All I'm gonna say is stay safe out there, boys. For real, for real.
Only orphans, Jesus Christ. Holy shit.